Welcome to the Lead Every Day show. Our mission is to see a world well led. And our strategy to get there? To empower leaders like you to lead every day. So let's get to work.
Welcome to the Lead Every Day show. It is season 2 and we're still here. I'm Randy Gravitt.
And I'm Mark Miller.
And we made it.
We're still here.
We're still here, man. We're not going anywhere. We're excited. If you missed season 1, I hope you'll go back and check that out. I think we did 35 episodes and we talked about our leadership operating system. There are a few parts to that. Becoming a better leader really is the foundation. That's where it starts, you being the best leader that you can be. We talked about improving team performance. Mark gave us a little challenge a few weeks ago. Hope you're doing something, he said, bigger than what you're going to be able to do by yourself. And I love that. And so our team is an important part of that. And then we talked about strengthening our organization. We spent a week on that. And all of us are a part of an organization if we're working, no matter what we're doing. We got an organizational mindset, I hope, and we're trying to make that better. Gave you some stuff to think about there. And then last week we had a lot of fun talking about accelerating your success. I know the leaders I'm hanging out with, they want to go far, but they want to go faster if they can. They don't want to wait. They're trying to achieve what they can as fast as they can. And we gave you some things to think about. Last week specifically, we talked about learning from other people and having clarity. And then we dabbled outside of work. We think that the best leaders win outside of work. I even made the statement that if you win at work and you lose at home, I think you still lose. And so we talked about our relationships, we talked about our bodies and our money, some of those things. So we've had some fun with that. This week, we're going to do, actually the next few weeks, we're going to start a deep dive on becoming a better leader. And I'm so excited, Mark. You got a new book coming out called Uncommon Greatness. And I got a copy here that it's going to be fun for us to, we're going to dive into this. We're going to talk about it. And this is an important topic because we were together over in Australia and New Zealand back in December, and we had an Uber ride, and our Uber driver asked us the question, like, what are y'all doing to try to get America fixed politically? And we're laughing, thinking like we got nothing to do with all that. But it was just another reminder that we do have a crisis of leadership going on around the world, not just here in America. It's a big deal.
We had another driver who, when he found out what we do, he wanted us to help him become a better leader,
yeah,
which was kind of fun.
He did exactly. So it was fun. We had a good time with some of that. But the world's got a little bit of a mess going on. There really is a little bit of a crisis. Let's dive into that today, and let's talk about what we can do to pursue this idea of uncommon greatness. I'm excited.
Yeah, well, I'm excited about it too. I've been working on this most of my career, trying to serve leaders and help them grow their capacity and the leadership capacity of their organizations. But there's so much more to do. I referenced these statistics on a previous podcast.
In season 1.
In season 1.
Yeah, there you go.
But we did a survey of about 4,000, just over 4,000 leaders, recently did this survey from 6 countries, and we found that 50% of the leaders we surveyed said they don't believe they're going to have enough leaders in the future. We asked those same leaders to share with us their current state of leadership. A third of them said they don't have enough leaders today. We also, in season 1, talked about the latest numbers from ADP, Marcus Buckingham's organization, who looked at engagement across the globe, I think 19 countries, and found that engagement is only at 15%. That means 85% of the workforce is not engaged. Now, parenthetically, let me say that every time those numbers come out, somebody somewhere writes an article about the sorry state of the American workforce. Those numbers are not a reflection of the American workforce. Those numbers are a direct reflection of poor leadership. And we can change that, but we've got to change it. We've got to help leaders live into their calling and move toward their full potential. That's why a book like this is needed. Everything rises and falls on leadership. In churches, in homes, in schools, in hospitals, chicken restaurants, professional sports teams. Every organization will be a reflection of its leadership and will never rise above its leadership.
Yeah.
So this book is needed.
That's good. That's good. So as you I know wrote this book, you had already thought about a lot of what's in here over the last, you said 25 years. And there were two sides to leadership, and we'll talk about those over the next, few episodes at some point as we get to it. But leadership is a complex thing. I think when you first started the work, didn't you tell me that you guys, I don't guess you even Googled it then. I'm not sure we had Google, but you found out there were 6,000 published definitions.
More than 6,000 published
over
definitions
6,000
of leadership.
And it's crazy. When I go into organizations and we train and teach everywhere, when we have a chance to sit down with leadership teams. In fact, if you're listening, you could do this. Get your leadership team around your table and hand out some 3x5 cards and ask everybody on your team to define leadership, and let's see what happens. I'm guessing unless you've taken the time to define it, you won't have a common point of view. And that's really where you guys started this whole project. You didn't have a point of view at Chick-fil-A. You're trying to figure out how to get more leaders. You're in that vein of like, how do we get more leaders to do what we're trying to do? You had a big growing business at the time, and the leadership development piece was an important part. You needed a way to think about leadership.
Sure. And we talked about that in season 1 as well, that if you want to grow more leaders, it starts with having a common working definition. Yeah. And again, it is so needed. 40% of frontline leaders today will tell you they're not equipped to lead. And again, much of that, I think, is rooted in the fact they don't actually know what the organization expects of them. They've never been taught what to do. Yeah. They've never been taught what to do.
This goes back a little bit to what we talked about a couple of weeks ago as well, the idea of clarity. And if leaders don't have clarity on this, there's no way that people are going to have clarity.
This is just another arena where leaders can provide the gift of clarity.
Yeah. And that's a good word. It is a gift. When people really know what we're trying to do and why it matters, some of those questions we talked about with clarity, I think that's huge. But this idea for this book, why greatness? I know we're going to get into that a little bit tomorrow, but why this idea of greatness? I know we've had a podcast the last couple of years called Chasing Greatness, and we've always defined greatness is not just reaching your own potential, but can you help the people around you reach theirs? That's going to get into a little bit to what we're going to talk about tomorrow, this uncommon greatness mindset.
Well, why greatness? I think there's something in people that wants to be really good at whatever it is you put your hand to. I think most people, I can't say it's universally true, but I don't know anyone personally who gets up in the morning and says, I'm going to see if I can go to work and get fired today.
Be mediocre today.
I'm going to see if I can just be a slacker all day. There are probably some people out there like that. They're not the people I'm hanging around with.
Yeah.
And so I think there's something in everybody that wants to be great. And so why don't we just help them do that?
Yeah, that's good. That's what we're going to do these next few days. I've always reminded my Chasing Greatness audience, there really is greatness in you. And if you're listening today, you've got it in there. But there's two kinds of greatness. We'll dive into that as we go. As we close this episode, I would encourage you to go to, I think you can go to Lead Every Day, but you can go to Amazon and Barnes & Noble, all kind of places, and you can pre-order your copy. Release date February 27th. So we're just a few weeks away.
And we're going to talk about it for the next 6 weeks.
We're going to give you a deep dive on this. You can go ahead and pre-order the book. You'll be able to get your copy there when they come out. And I can't wait to I got to hold on to this one. We only got one here, so I can't wait till we can get this out to more people, help them, because I think every single person that is listening, you put the time into this. I know you want to become a better leader, and I think this idea of uncommon greatness is one we can all put our hands to these next few weeks and just take it to the next level. Your leadership really is going to affect the people around you. It's going to affect you as well. A world well led, that's our dream. I hope you'll do your part. Keep chasing greatness, uncommon greatness. We're going to talk about it as we go tomorrow. Remember, the best leaders lead every day.